a young teenager, I came up to you 10 years ago. I told you that your daughter Carly would marry a handsome, smart, South African, Jewish mensch. I think you would be the happiest parents in the world. And then Brad, I told you that one day that man would be him. You're going to slap him in the face, hold him, put his hand clothes, and get out of your house. I didn't grow up with Brad. In fact, the only reason we were friends in the first place is that Denise didn't give him a choice in the matter. There was a steep tradition amongst the South Africans that Brad had to abide by. That no matter how weird and uncomfortable it is to hang out with a new South African kid, you're not going out unless you take him with you. Needless to say, I owe most of my high school life and most of my best friends now are South African parents. I didn't know when I wrote this speech if you'd already heard about Brad's, say, interesting behavior in middle school and high school. I do know that when I immigrated to this country, he single-handedly had me thinking if I was truly immigrating to the greatest country in the world, or instead had been dropped into a very bad episode of True Life, My Son is a Crazy Person. I had honestly never met anyone like Brad in my life until I moved to Houston. For those who don't know his history, legend has it that a stalker has been following him around since he was a child, stealing all of his stuff. I quickly figured out that the infamous stalker had really only stolen his inhibitions and never bothered to return them. He is and was himself always, for better or for worse. I think all the groomsmen today feel pretty fortunate that we don't have to worry about scaring Carly away from Brad, because for some reason she knows all of these stories about him already and is actually still choosing to marry him. When I think about stories about Brad, though, it's the little things I remember. It's me and him, Denise and my mother, having a very elegant, fancy dinner at the Chick-fil-A. It's going to my first house party at Brad's house in the US. And yes, he was forced to invite me to that as well. And developing an early fear for his brother Justin as he ripped Brad apart for throwing the party. You'll have to believe that Justin was a lot scarier back then. Most importantly, I remember when my family left the US, Brad not just saying I was always welcome at his house, but giving me a key to his house to prove it. It's this kind of gesture that defines Brad and makes me deeply honored to be a groomsman today. Brad, I admire you for many things, but perhaps most of all, it's your willingness to stand up for those you love the most, to do the right thing, even when doing the right thing takes a lot of guts to do. You're an honest, fiercely loyal, and giving human being, and I'm personally grateful that whenever I've needed you in my life, you've been there standing tall. In the end, Brad, I think the most fitting way to describe you is you're a character, but you're never lacking for character when it comes to being a really great friend and an even better person. Carly, like most people in this room, I was a bit surprised when I heard the news of you and Brad together. But the first time that I saw you together, it was instantly clear to me that no one makes him even half as happy as you do. So Roy and Adrian, I think you really can feel blessed that your daughter is marrying a handsome, smart, South African, Jewish man like Brad.